Hello, welcome to PBA 405 Policy Analysis, where policy comes alive. We have a very exciting week ahead of us and have just finished the first week of the semester this spring, and we have a great opportunity to get a little bit of education here and a little bit of practical advice for the real world as well as we all work together on this semester. So it's going to be a really, really great semester. I have my sidekicks here with me. In case you've never met them before, this is Dixie right here. Hi, Dixie. Say hi, Dixie. And this is Emmy. And they are here to say hi, and they're going to be big helpers. And they're very cute and sweet. And they have been so excited to meet you guys. They have just been chomping at the bit to get up here in their dad's lap and say howdy. So um, they're going to be with us throughout the semester, and we'll be saying hi every week, hopefully, unless they're with their grandmother, which they are sometimes. So, okay, well, girls, y'all have a good night. We'll see you later. All right. Okay, so what we're looking for this week is going to be getting through a couple of the second and third chapters of the Weimer and Vining book. We have a very, very cool subject matter. We're going to be looking at what exactly a policy analyst does, what exactly is policy analysis, and then a few ethical considerations for policy analysis. So this is really important. I will let you know that there are three generally, and this is in the book, and this is also important for later. I believe it does come up in the midterm. Ding, ding, ding. Just a little warning signal there. Hey, this is going to be on the midterm, but the idea that there are a few different types of policy analysts, and you can be one of the three. You can be a mixture of two or the few. But the first one is the objective technician. The objective technician is very style of policy analyst is very data oriented. Really relies on the facts. Really takes an objective point of view purely, and doesn't really take a side or advocate for a certain issue. They are very much presenting a factual, objective point of view and their analysis. To a certain extent, every analysis should be very objective and present facts that are not lopsided or one-sided, because then you get into that gray area where you're actually just trying to persuade one side as opposed to being objective and really sharing the story. The second side is what's called the client's advocate. So basically what you're trying to do is figure out who your client is, first of all, what they're going for, and then you're building a policy case or doing your research that supports their position. This type of approach often comes up in, say, for example, a decision maker at Congress or the legislature that wants to pass a bill, and they need some facts and statistics to support their bill. Again, you get into this gray area where you can have information that's going to persuade one way and maybe not consider the other side of the story. The third type is the issues advocate, and so in this case, the analyst is actually very passionate sometimes about a particular issue and is going to advocate for their side of the issue, and the issue may be, for example, this week in our course we're going to be talking about gun violence and about things that maybe we can do or not do in our country to whatever side of the fence you're on. But there is the issue out there about gun violence and gun control, and so an analyst may be very, very passionate about one side of that issue and present facts to persuade one way or the other on that issue. Again, need to be careful about when you're presenting facts only one-sided, because there's always a desire to maybe paint a story as opposed to being objective and fair and balanced. So in any given situation, in any job that you're in, either as a policy analyst or using these skills to inform management, or maybe you are management, then these may come up as approaches that you may take. And we're going to have an exercise this week where you get to decide what type of analyst you might be. So very interesting time, very, very good opportunity to get into this stuff. We're also going to look into some of the ethical issues of policy analysis. A very important concept that comes up is called exit, voice, and loyalty. So, for example, this is getting into when, in fact, you are a policy analyst and you are presented with a situation that challenges you and your ethics. How do you respond, or how does an individual respond within an organization? And this comes down to organizational theory, and it is actually very applicable in the real world. Whenever you start looking for this, in your job or in your organization, or even in your circles of friends, you begin to see this. This is actually, very, very good theory in a lot of areas. Exit, voice, and loyalty. For example, there's something that comes up that challenges your ethical, and you're not very comfortable with it. So you decide that you're going to do one of three things. Okay, you can either exit the situation or the organization. You can say, "I'm done. this is breaches my boundaries. I'm done. I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna leave. This is just it." Or you have a choice to do voice. So you voice to the relevant people. It could be upward, it could be outward to others, and saying, "Hey, this is not right. This is wrong. It is unethical." The other choice you have is loyalty. Is basically to say, "Okay, this is where we are. This challenges considerations, but you know what? I'm just gonna keep quiet, and I'm gonna remain loyal, and I'm just gonna grin and bear it, and just go on." So these are the three options whenever somebody's in an organization and they have their ethics challenged. Okay. Now it's important to consider that when you exit, you don't really have the opportunity anymore to exhibit voice or loyalty. So exit and voice and loyalty are mutually exclusive. Okay, but if you remain, your choice of voice and loyalty are actually complementary to one another. The more loyalty you show, the less voice you use. The more voice you use, the less loyalty you show. Okay, and so voice and loyalty as well play together that way. Again, if you're remaining loyal, you're not going to exit. So those two are mutually exclusive. If you're using voice, you're not exiting. So voice and exit are mutually exclusive. Again, this concept is going to be on the midterm. So I'm trying to highlight these important parts of the course that are going to be on the midterm in these weekly videos. I also get to show y'all a little bit of business with Dixie and Emmy. So anyway, just wanted to give y'all a brief recap. I did grade week 1. It's basically completion exercise grades. Those are posted. The chapters 2 and 3 are posted on the course content in case you haven't had a chance to get the book. Book is awesome. It's also a little bit thick and weedy. So it's actually made for graduate students. But you guys being, this is a senior level course. And so I don't think it's too tough for you guys to handle. Just keep in mind, if you ever have any questions, feel free to give me a holler, and dig in, lean in a little bit. You can learn a lot in this course, and it's going to be very interesting. The real key concept of this course is going to be learning to be an advisor, a wise advisor, and learn how to be a good decision maker and problem solver, and how to recommend solutions to people who are in decision making positions. Okay. All right. Y'all have a great night and week, and thank you so much.